Hi, I'm David Martin from Hubbardton Forge, here to talk to you about the assembly process for our new Mobius shade pendants. I have in front of me the parts that should come in your package, including the written assembly instructions, the two shade brackets, the shade spider, and the 4 knurled ball, as well as the shade panel itself, which is one detail of the shade to note that's called out in the instructions is these letters that are helping to designate the location of the shade assembly. So as I go through this, you'll want to locate those different letters. You'll see that the letter L here, if I turned it around, is reading correctly from this side, as is the letter C that's also on that same half of the shade, but the other side is reading backwards. And you'll see why that becomes important in a moment. So we're going to start by locating the letter C on the center of the panel here and the letter C that's on this corner. We're going to bring these two letters together so when the shade is assembled, these will line up and read as both letter C's. The bracket with the studs on it goes through this first part of the panel, like so, and then we're going to put the same studs through these two holes on the center portion of the shade. Do that now. So you can see that's now fastened through both layers with the letter C designation. And now we'll lay this back down on the table the other side up, and we'll grab our shade spider. The spider goes onto these two studs, like so, and then you place a ball nut on each of those threaded studs, like that. So now we have the spider attached to one half of the shade. The next step involves taking the other two halves that are labeled with the L, you can see right there. So we have an L on the outer half and the L on the center inner half. And those will go together with the bracket like that. I'll put the next plate with the studs on it through the outer half. And then through this inner half. And then you can see, I'll flip it so you can look inside. We've got that stud sticking through the shade, and that now will go on to the other part of the bracket. Like so. Like that. And put the next two knurled balls on. There's one. Oh, that's the assembled shade from the inside, and then this is what it looks like from the outside. These two plates end up being covered by the fixture. We'll put this on the fixture and you'll see it in a moment. But that's your assembled shade. So now we have the assembled shade. We're going to put it onto the fixture. You'll want your socket, threaded nut for the socket, and we're going to place the socket through the shade spider. Putting it on the fixture, put the nut on. And one thing to note is this part of the shade, that part of the panel wants to be rotated a little bit so that it fits with the forged piece above, and this forged piece is covering the bracket on the shade. So we'll put a light bulb in it and light it up. And there you have the Mobius pendant.